life ain't a game.
A journey that started with regional qualifiers has reached its final destination. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FIFA E-World Cup featuring eFootball Mobile. And my name is Fadas, and I'll be your host for the upcoming finale. And joining me on the desk is Mr. Shahishnu, who will lead us through the fighting Team India who are looking for glory at the FIFA E-World Cup in Riyadh.
Man, Shubhang, it's going to be an absolute phenomenal day for us, I'd have to say, because, right, it's a dream come true, not for just one person, but rather for all the people who've been witnessing the journey of our boy out there. And you rightfully mentioned as well, it started all the way off in the regional online qualifiers where we saw our man move all the way up, getting into that top 3 position, moving to this big stage to get his hands on that prestigious trophy, which last year was within arm's reach, but he could not clinch it.
Well, this year the things look pretty much in our favor, to be very honest, because the last year the things were a tad bit different for us, because keeping in mind that we faced Malaysia and tournament didn't go our way, but this year has been a phenomenal start. Daniel, he has been superb in the regional qualifiers. We have faced Malaysia twice and we have defeated them multiple times. So our kryptonite has been defeated quite a lot of times, and with the form Daniel is in right now, he looks like the right person to lift the trophy and give India its first E-World Cup ever.
It's going to be one of the big journeys out here, man, and the pressure is going to be something even more than what he has faced till now. That's for sure. We've been witnessing Daniel's journey for such a long time as well, right? And you rightfully mentioned as well, last year it was Mbappe from Malaysia, if I'm not wrong, who eventually put a full stop onto his journey. This time around, he moved past that hurdle twice, and that too very convincingly. If anything, in the knockout stages of the regional online qualifiers, it was us who defeated Malaysia all the way down in the lower bracket with a scoreline of 6-5. It was pretty close, yes, but that's when we moved into that top 3 position. But Thailand is a team that has now become a thorn in our own eyes, right? That is the team that is slowly and steadily moving up top, which we've got to be a bit careful about.
Well, that is very true, because Thailand has become one of those regions where they are playing superb defensively, and it is very hard for especially eTigers to break it down. Yep. The 5 at the back with multiple defenders in their box has been pretty hard for us to break down their defensive structure, and it has been annoying in the past. But hey, keeping in mind that we know what Daniel thought about that formation, he knew the mistakes he was committing in the regional qualifiers, so I have really high hopes from our lad.
I mean, to be honest, one of the big things that Daniel has shown is the fact that he knows how to learn and adapt. And that is one of his big strengths. Yes, he was basically struggling last year with Malaysia. This time he won against him twice. We've been mentioning this multiple times. That shows how good he learns and adapts. And since we've been talking about that, we're going to have a look at our man as well, along with the coach too, right? And I really like the fact that this time the coaches are also being shown, or rather being given the same amount of glory that the players are, because we did not really see him show up that many times previously, but I'm pretty sure the discussions that he would have had and the impact that he's had on Daniel, it is showing definitely perfectly.
Oh, that is true. But hey, the upcoming matches, it is going to be even more better for us because we have a new coach into the mix. Last time around when we talked to Daniel, he was like, yeah, I think I need some guidance from outside. I need some people to help me throughout that. And we had a word with him and he was looking up to it. And now with Husaini joining into the team, well, it looks like that we were already the favorites to lift it out. And let's see if we can actually make it true, because the player that we have, he is superb. With the addition of MUJJICOOL, things are gonna get even more better.
One of the big things about Daniel was the fact that all the way back in the group stages itself in regional online qualifiers, he was the first in Group B. It is only a couple of members of Group A which eventually bested him. So I'm 100% sure with the addition of MUJJICOOL out here, he is going to absolutely move to different level of heights. As we have a look at the groups as well, ladies and gentlemen, Group A. Man, this is tough. Again, Thailand moving away from our group, but still, it's going to be one of the teams that we'd have to watch out for, Spartus.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But at this point, the bigger thing is how the tournament is going to be played. We know it is divided into two groups, but each group will be played in a double round robin format. That is the key to success at this point. We are in Group B, be it Turkey, Japan, Morocco, Colombia, and Greece. We, I would say, have a fairly good chance to qualify from this group, since all these nations, almost everybody that we faced earlier, had been pretty much decent matchups, except for Japan. That will be a new competition. But other than that, it is a double round robin format.
Yeah.
We face each nation twice, and then we qualify ahead into the playoffs. I think this is the best shot for India to make it through to the grand finale, because the journey to the final is comparatively in our favor at this point.
I mean, as long as there's no Thailand here, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna vouch down for that as well. But here's the big thing, right? We're talking about Japan as well. If Thailand was big of a threat, it was Japan who eventually bested Thailand as well all the way back in the regional online qualifiers. It is still the best team out here. So when we'd be facing them at 9 p.m. IST, that's going to be the main crucial time where I'd have my 200% attention, right? Because you've also got Morocco, Greece, Turkey, and Colombia, which we've got to deal with. And I was actually having a look at the squads and everything, Shivank, and I'd have to say, Morocco is a type of nation that actually is pretty aggressive in terms of their play style.
That is very true, but at the same time, we love to play nations who are aggressive in their play, because this is where Danial thrives. He loves to play attacking football, and it is his power. So I believe all these competitions will be really, really good. But my favorite one is the match against Japan, a team that we could not face in the regional qualifiers. So today will be a different mix. But if you talk about mix, the player draft is the most important and crucial aspect of the FIFA E World Cup. And by look of things, Patrick Vieira, Araujo, Kylian Mbappe, Eden Hazard, Pirlo, they are perfect for us. With Son and Zico as well into the team, this looks like a pretty great squad.
I 100% agree with that one, man. Because if you're talking about having a squad that is either fully attacking or pretty defensive or balanced, his squad is literally a proper balance out there. And we've already seen the amount of impact that Kylian Mbappe brings in forward, right? The only interesting fact here is that he's decided to go for Araujo instead of Van Dijk, because most of the people I was watching and I was having a look at the squads of, they were going in for Van Dijk, right? So it's interesting to see that he's gone in for that Barcelona's centre back, and now I want to see how much impact can he bring in the game.
Well, let's see how things gonna work out from here, because at this point we have a pretty decent squad, we have a crazy group, and by look of things we should be able to get through with ease with all the matches that are coming in our way.
It's another big thing. And now I kind of want to have a look at the Moroccan squad as well. And as soon as I say it, guess what? Shows up right in front of us. Ruud Gullit, Pele, Patrick Vieira too. Again, a proper distinction between your attacker midfielder as well as your defensive midfielder out here. On the other side, you've got Rijkaard, Fallen. Ronaldinho is an interesting mix out here, along with Van de Ven, which you know is going to be playing in that centre-back position. So breaking through that defensive line and trying to take control in the midfield, that is where Morocco eventually thrives.
Oh, it will be surely a crazy matchup, but this match is going to be a hell of a ride, because the opener match is something which sets the tone for the entire tournament, and we are facing Morocco, so things are gonna get a bit more interesting. But it is even more interesting to see the journey of the lad who lead us through the regional qualifiers, where we finished third in our region in Asia and Oceania, and he is there in Riyadh leading our flag up high. Let's see how his journey was like till here.
My name is Danial Patel, and I am representing India this year in the FIFA World Cup in Riyadh. So I live in Mumbai. I live with my mom and dad and two sisters, two elderly sisters, and I'm the last one. So yeah, we do have a good relationship with each other. Growing up, I love playing sports, and also I love to play mobile games.
He was a quiet guy, a nice boy. He grew up and he used to always, he used to study, and he used to not be in the real playing games, but he used to like the video gamings, and he had a good interest in that. He's a very good son. He has grown up well, and he's always very enterprising, and he always wants to perform in wherever he goes. And he's ambitious, yes. One of my favorite memories with him that when he was in school, so actually I have been a cricketer in my life, in my day. So the father-son, we both played a cricket match. He also was there and I also was there. That was a very fine moment.
Criteria, regardless of domestic trial outcomes or rankings. The road starts of regional online qualifiers. This year is bigger than ever. For the first time, nations from across the globe compete in qualifiers with their extended national squad to secure their spot in the pinnacle event. The top nations from each region advance to the FIFA eWorld Cup featuring eFootball Mobile to represent their nation and compete for the prestigious title. The 12 best nations from across the globe will compete with their final squad at the FIFA eWorld Cup featuring eFootball Mobile. At the FIFA eWorld Cup featuring eFootball Mobile, the 12 teams will be drawn into 2 groups of 6 nations each. A nation will face every other nation of their group in 2 matchups, each consisting of 1 single game. For every matchup, nations can earn 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. After having competed on 2 group stage days, the top 4 nations from each group will progress to the next round, the knockout stage. If nations are tied on points, direct comparison, followed by goal difference and goals scored, will decide who will make it to the knockouts. The best placed team in Group A will compete against the 4th best in Group B, the 2nd best in Group A against the 3rd best in Group B, and so on. The knockout stage will consist of quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final. All matchups will be 2 legs, with the aggregate highest score going through, with a tiebreaker in the form of a 3rd game played as a golden goal. It all comes down to the final. The best 2 national teams will once again compete against each other in a double-legged matchup with aggregate score, with a tiebreaker, if it's needed, in the form of a 3rd game played as a golden goal. The world champion will be crowned at the FIFA eWorld Cup 25 featuring eFootball Mobile. Become part of history and tune in live from 10th of December to 13th of December 2025 on twitch.tv/FIFAe, and find all results, news and live stream on FIFA.gg.
And he was good at the cricket also. He's doing his education here. He's into management studies, and he has a good thing. He likes to play football.
So growing up, I used to play football, and I also play cricket sometimes, and maybe badminton. It's all
$30,000, and the runner-up, they still get $18,000, and coming 6th in your group, it's not bad either, is it? $2,000 to your name. It's 1v1, so it's all pretty much yours. Okay, today's matches, the schedule looks like this. First up at 4:30, Saudi Arabia, the local nation, take on Malaysia, the defending champions. And then we see Malaysia again, as you'd expect, take on Thailand, Turkey, India, Japan, and then finally at 7:05 local time here in Saudi Arabia, it's Brazil taking on Malaysia. Fascinating fixtures once again. 5 more rounds.
So I shuffle up with these 3. I have a passion in football as well, so that's why I started playing eFootball.
Press, he can with that pass.
No! From where you came from, Daniel, my goodness!
I started when I was 10, and I'm playing eFootball for like many years now. eFootball definitely has had an impact in my life. I've made new friends, new community. More and more people know you, and you're getting the recognition you want. Because the community is great, so I love that. I love to socialize a lot. I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is check up my phone because that's something that is very important to me. Go to college, half my day goes from college, and then I come at night, eat food, and then play eFootball a bit.
Once Daniel, he had his exams, but he was playing games. So I just told him that, son, beta, you finish your exams, do well in the exams and concentrate on that. So at that time he was a little bit rigid. So he told me, Papa, no, I will just do that. So at that time I just didn't feel good. So I just shouted at him a bit.
When I first got in esports, my parents' reaction wasn't really...
Really excited about the stage. They gave us a lot of teasers, and inshallah it's going to be really great.
Então, tá muito bonito, né? É uma sensação única chegar aqui e poder representar a seleção.
Incredible, really, because I saw a lot of progress. It was going to be insane.
Yeah, the stage is amazing actually. As soon as I entered this arena, and it was perfect actually, because the tensions, the pressure is already building up now. Just waiting for tomorrow, can't wait for it.
This stage is way bigger than the previous year, because previous year I was here and this one looks way better.
It's surreal to be here, it's great actually, and definitely amazing to be here.
Yeah, really excited because it's a big step. Very wonderful and beautiful stage, and I'm excited to play tomorrow.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the FIFAe World Cup 2025 finals, of course, featuring eFootball Mobile. We've reset the stage and we're ready to get right in the thick of it.
12 national players will be joining us on the stage right here, live from Riyadh, each one eager to prove that they have what it takes to walk away as a FIFAe eFootball champion. I am Veracity, joined alongside the lovely Milosh, and we are going to be taking you through all the action today.
And there's a lot of action that already happened today. There's already more that's going to happen later on. Of course, last year we had the pleasure, both of us together, to co-host the show, and we got to see incredible action. Speaking of which, there's a lot of returning faces, but there's also new ones that we're going to welcome to the stage. So how about we get on with it? Our first team, please join me in welcoming Namaste India! Representing them is Danial!
Kalasirtate to Greece! Panos Bull!
Next up, Mujtaba, Morocco! Representing them is Yasti!
Hoş geldin to Türkiye! Represented by none other than the honored one.
Next up, Bienvenido, Colombia! Represented by Camilo G!
Yokozo, Japan! Represented by Soshin.
Next up, Bem-vindo, Brazil! Represented by Juninho with a hell of a haircut.
Ahlan wa sahlan to Egypt. Represented by Vanton.
Next up, Yinditwala to Thailand. Represented by John Kata.
Hayakum alaq to our host nation, Saudi Arabia. Represented by Easy Esther.
Assalamu alaikum, Bahrain. Represented by 90 Mighty.
to our 2024 champion, Malaysia. Mbappe, all eyes are on you, sir. So now's your time to shine once again. Milos, all of our 12 players are ready and raring to get this show on the road. The pressure is mounting, and boy, oh boy, am I excited to get this show on the road.
I think we definitely should just get those matches straight into it. Our studios are waiting. Let's get our games on the road.
Thanks so much, guys. I just love watching what the teams come out with. For me there, Japan, again, once again having a great introduction, but you've got to say the effort goes to Brazil. The R9 haircut is something
Pleasing, or I can say they weren't happy about it.
At that time, I thought that it would hurt and it would affect his studies. But definitely, when I came to know, when he also talked about it and told me that this is that, this is the way, and it's coming up and it's a good sport. So then that ways, I was also convinced about his thing. And
When we got this news that there's a tournament happening in Riyadh, we were all excited. First, we had to go through the Indian qualification. So luckily, I did qualify with my hard work. They were quite nervous and they were reluctant to send me to Riyadh, but I somehow convinced them. When people got to know that I qualified for last year, they were surprised and shocked, and all my friends, my family, my neighborhood, they were praising me, they were really happy for me, and they have been there from the start as well, and my sisters, my mom, my dad, they've all been there with me from the start.
I was very excited and I was a proud father when I saw that he has qualified for and is representing India on the global field, and FIFA is a magnificent, it's a very big platform for esports. So I was very excited and I was very proud for him. He's representing his country.
Representing India is like one of the dreams for any Indian athlete. Of course, you want a nation on top, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to represent India on the global stage. So I'm very, that's a really proud feeling for me. When I arrived in Riyadh, I wasn't expecting much. I was just expecting a good tournament that I qualify and just don't, have a good reputation about India. And I hit the jackpot by reaching the semi-finals, which I think was a very good position.
You get to this stage and India will be through to the semi-finals of the FIFAe World Cup. What a comeback. He was one game down and he went back to back.
And the feeling was nice. Throughout the whole tournament, I got to learn a lot of things. I got to learn how to deal pressure, how to play when millions of people are watching you.
Actually, I wanted to be with him because I wanted to encourage him, to motivate him, because it was his first tournament. And he was a bit nervous also because he was alone. So I wanted that I should be with him. I should encourage him, I should motivate him and support him so that maybe that he can perform well. And so I went with him.
Because you've got arguably Daniel's biggest cheerleader sat right behind him going, look, son, you've got this. And that confidence that can give you is just, it's worth its weight in gold.
Throughout the tournament, Daniel played very well. And during the qualifying stages, he was superb in his game. And he defeated the best teams there also.
My semi-final match was against Malaysia, who were the group leaders.
It's Mbappe.
In fact, I was also a bit nervous that since he has entered the semi-finals, and now it was a very pressure game, and he had to perform good.
does your journey end here? Mbappe seems to think so. You might get one more shot here.
Yes,
Sting,
this time.
move forward.
No!
Malaysia!
And I'm sure they will celebrate with some copy of who else, but they will celebrate so loud. Congratulations, Malaysia.
It was a very tough match, and I tried to come back, and I gave my all, but unfortunately I couldn't give the edge. So that was a heartbreaking loss for me last year.
Daniel was a bit sad, but not exactly, but because he had done well. Yes, he had done well. And he was facing a very tough team. So, anyways, he was a bit sad that he could not move further from the semi-finals. But anyway, that was a very good thing that we came till the semi-finals fighting in a very good way. And he played his football very well.
Throughout last year, my dad was there with me every time. Even when I was about to arrive in Riyadh, he was the one that was supporting me a lot. And he was the one encouraging. And when you have a person like that behind you, you don't feel alone. So he was very influential. I remember there's an instant actually last year that happened. When I won against Turkey in the quarterfinals, my dad lifted me up and just like cheered me, and that was something that was over the moon to me. I felt so relieved and great after that.
This year Daniel has qualified again, and I'm confident that he will perform still more better, because that was his first tournament. Now he has grown up.
And it is time for the first game of Team India facing Morocco at FIFA E-World Cup in Riyadh, featuring eFootball Mobile. This journey, Saishnu, is gonna be epic. The regional winners now are gonna face us, who finished third in our region. So this battle is definitely going to be worth a watch.
A tough battle happening out here, yes indeed, but then again, this stage is no stranger for Daniel, as even last time, he witnessed a glorious run-through for this fairy tale hero. But this time around, as you rightly mentioned, it is going to be the regional champions facing them in the very first matchup, as Morocco kicks things off in the red kit, ladies and gentlemen, going from the left to right out here, and you can have a look at India in their classic sky blue kit. Moving in from right to left. I love the fact that there's a heart rate monitor as well right on top of the screens, also showing who's more focused out here. And to be honest, both of them, they kind of feel the same.
Yeah, it is pretty one of those games where the heart rate will shoot up the moment you score the goal. But at this point, it is 10 minutes already in game, and I'm not sure what Morocco is doing. They are still on the halfway line. Since the kickoff, the ball has not crossed. Finally, a final third pass. DiMarco making a run, a cross coming in. Hullet almost there with the first chance there. But a cross, and it took him almost 15 minutes to create the first opportunity. And Morocco, they are taking things very slow, and I believe there is a connection issue now. And yep, both the players are raising their hands. And the best part about this tournament that it is happening in LAN atmosphere. So both the players can be seen by the FIFA admin. So all these issues will be resolved as soon as possible.
The good thing is that both of them are facing the issue, right? So it's not just from one side. It's a bit funny out there, but yes, you're absolutely correct. The admins will look up to it, and ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. We all are working together to fix this issue as quickly as possible. But I now finally understand the idea of Morocco going in with a rude Hullet pick as well early on, right? You would want to run it down from the wing, send it all the way in, and wait for Hullet to go in for those headers. And if anything, that was kind of the play style for quite a few countries, even in the regional qualifiers where Danial was participating. The Southeast Asia and Oceania regions as well. You could see the similar set of ideas. So I'd have to say Danial is no stranger to these kinds of plays, and if anything, his proper couple of centre backs, including Araujo as well, they should be enough to stop all of that.
Well, that is true, but at this point, the playstyle that Morocco is carrying seems a bit lethargic, to be honest. The gameplay looks very slow on their end, and the time they were taking to start things off, maybe it could be a connection issue. That's why Morocco is not attacking. But the thing is, they were just back passing again and again, and it looks like the playstyle is a possession-driven. And trust me when I say this, if you are facing a possession-driven opponent, things gonna get real difficult.
I agree, and to be very honest, if I'm not wrong, that is literally one of the big play styles of the actual Moroccan football team as well. Last time in their World Cup run, I could swear that they were just keeping the ball with them for as long as possible and frustrating the opponent, right? And even in eFootball out, you're seeing almost the exact similar strategy. I could see that smile on your face, right? Because one of your favorite team was eventually knocked out by them.
Well, that is indeed true, but more than position, they had some crazy counter-attacking going on their attacking side of things. So their wingers were pretty fast, with Akraf Hakimi being one of the finest players even in those tournaments. And things are going to get even more interesting next year because it is loading up. But hey, right now, the team is facing some connection issues at the area. So we hope that the connection issues get resolved very, very quickly. And the best part about it is just the first game. Yeah. All the issues, all the momentum, it has not started yet. Nobody scored a goal, nobody created a clear-cut opportunity. So there should not be any issue when it comes to changing the score lines or anything that the player might be not happy about.
Yeah, that is one of the big things out here. And to be honest, you've rightfully mentioned it as well. Everything's going to be fixed up in this very first game, and that too so early on. Not even like, let's just say half time into the game or like 60-70 minutes into the game. It is literally in the first 10 minutes and right at the very first shot. So it is going to be fine. A few things that actually caught my attention out there when we were looking at the players was also the fact that Son Heung-min was being a part of that starting lineup coming in from Danial too. And if I'm not wrong, he used to have a different starting lineup, and Son Heung-min was technically one of his subs. Correct me if I'm wrong out here, right? Because throughout the stages, we clearly saw him, yes, utilize Son quite a lot.
Well, the thing is, players do get upgraded cards and things do change up in game. So he currently has a better front three, and as things stands, I just want to see what formation he is going through, since earlier it was a 4-4-2 wide and the left mids and right mids were working well. But the thing is, now we have a coach on our side. The things will be very different from what Danial was doing all by himself. So now, with the coach coming in, there might be certain things that we are not sure of that Danial is cooking up.
One of the big things which I eventually noticed out here was also the exact same, right? You've rightfully mentioned it, the addition of the coach. And on the back of him now, him also having everyone who supports him, also the experience from last year. So yeah, all of those things could add up and exponentially improve his performance out on this LAN. And let's be honest, it is the LAN. That means you won't even have any kind of ping jitters too. Not even 30, 40 ping. It's literally going to be absolute zero. And that adds in so much more resources to your arsenals too, that you can go in for those last second passes, keep the ball in control for a proper amount of time, longer amount of time. That's exactly what we're going to witness too.
Danial,
Morocco starting things off so slow was also kind of a similar idea. Though, talk to me about the card of John Ranburu, man, because if I'm not wrong, he was the right back which was being used by Danial out here, and not one of the conventional ones which we normally see.
Maybe some certain upgraded cards that we are not into the mix, since I still believe it is more about height and physicality into the backline at this point. Because all these players with the likes of Ruud Gullit in striker, with the likes of Diego Forlan up in the mix, so they are looking to get physical up front. But these cards which you might not have heard as a conventional player, but certain times during the games they get a special upgrade version, and those upgrade version have increased pace and physicality. So all those things might look the roster a bit different.
That is probably one of the reasons why we are witnessing this as well. Out there on the other side, as we have a look at the rest of the people too. Again, you can't really underestimate any player out here, man. If you've made it till this stage, that means you're literally the best in your region. And that's also what we are seeing from one of those Saudi players too. New experience coming in from the boys, and I'd have to say, if anything, I would actually want to see how they pan up against Danial here.
Oh, that is true. But hey, now if you talk about the group at this point, since we have a lot more time to discuss about the things that we could not when the tournament started. The fixture is, the first game is with Morocco, but now with the upcoming games, the Japan one is a fourth game of the day. So that means the fatigue might come in, and at this point, I just want Danial to be in his best shape when we face Japan. Because in my eyes, there is no better nation for our eTiger to face at this point. Thailand was the one who crushed Team India in the region qualifiers, and then got thrashing defeat against Japan. If we can grab a win against the Japanese side, I truly believe things can do wonders from here. But hey, I think the things are gonna get pretty tighty there with the internet connections, hopefully getting fixed up at the event. I hope the things get really fixed up real quick at this point, because we are just waiting for the action to begin. Until the time Adams take the time, we will give you a little time to get your popcorns and stuff, and we will be right back. Finally, we are back into the action and we are kicking things off where we left this thing. Because at this point, okay, India checking on Morocco at this point. 22 minutes already up in the game and finally looks very stable as of now. The players look in the perfect shape, and as far as the heart rate meters are concerned, the Moroccans are pretty more composed than the Indians at this point. But now we have a throw-in and let's see how things gonna kick from here.
One of the big points that you mentioned out here, right? Yeah, both of them having now a controlled heart rate out here, but the one before that, before we went on to that take break, yeah, it kind of showed some heightened numbers for both of them. So that one time they finally decided to calm down too. And I think so that's pretty good considering both the players, for them it is the big stage and the opening match eventually sets the momentum for the entire day. And that is probably also one of the big reasons why we could see Morocco playing in a bit too slow. Oh my god, stolen away by Patel. That could have been a bit of a problem. Oliveira out here for the left back. Interesting choice out again. New cards into the mix though. Araujo easily able to collect that one. Oliveira will be sending it back in the center. Guess what? Fallen is there to collect it.
We are trying a diamond formation at this point, I believe, because Patrick Vieira is sitting in the mid and things are not looking good right now. Rude delivery with a first shot on target. Could not convert it to a good save. But at this point, the thing is we are not able to keep up the position. I believe we are still in the diamond shape and I'm not sure how to make things out of it. Because the diamond formation does not allow you to have more of the possession and things look very, very difficult to build from the back.
That is a bit of a problem, I'd have to say. Yes, I agree. Out here sending in extra members. Few on the other side by Morocco. Still moving it around. Xavi Alonso. They're just taking it back, man. And Morocco wants to break the tight defense of India. That is one of the only reasons why we're seeing that possession kind of gameplay. He wants Danial to make a mistake by pushing a little bit far forward. And guess what? Out here, right at the half-time mark, another attempt being taken though, but again, blocked by the keeper. And the half-time score, India 0, Morocco 0.
Pretty far out attempts from Morocco, I would say. None of the shots from Yashin has been from inside the box. This is just taking a touch outside the box, playing a croqueta shot, or maybe a first-time finish on the far post. And to be very honest, these type of shots are just on paper shots. They are not actual attempts, since you are never going to score from such a range. But at this point, we take the kickoff. Kylian Mbappe trying to find something. He's playing the striker there. Perlo trying to find the player, but Pele just holds the ball, gets the interception done. And very strangely, it is something which I call a very miss-passing opportunities from Danial. And this is something I've not seen him from a very long time.
I agree, and that is the only reason why also Morocco have got so much possession out here. 63% we saw at the halftime. And even right now, Ronaldinho sending it back to Rijkaard. Patrick Vieira sent it to Pele. Is ready with fall in, but on the other side, Vieira. Oh my god! And that mistake has costed him the first one. It was Vieira trying to send it forward though, but it bounced off his own player. And moved back in, you could see the celebration. Morocco with the opener.
I'm not sure what is going on at this point in our side. Because these type of goals we should never concede. This is something, a rookie mistake. And I have not seen Danial make such a mistake at such a high level. Trying to clear off the ball, trying to make a first time pass. The players are completely marked off. The passing lanes are completely blocked. The formation that he's using, the tactics that he is using, they are not working for sure. He needs a change at this point. The possession is too much in the side of Morocco, and Danial, he's having a really, really hard time on the pitch.
Right now with this kickoff, it's going to give him the control of that ball for a few more minutes now. as the clock is moving over towards the 60s. Got to find that one more equalizer as quickly as possible as Mbappe moves it around. Saliba being chosen one. Wanted to go for a finesse on the far post, right at the edge of the box. Did not really get it. And now with this one, a throw in back in the hands of Danial. This could be deadly.
Zico couldn't intercept the ball. Ronaldinho, he has the position right there. And just look at the press. We are just tackling in their own half. A high press leads to a cross, and Eden Hazard has the ball back to Pirlo. There possibility for another box pass. Song Heung-min finds Kylian Mbappe, a finesse. A good save. A low attempted finesse, and Daniel finally looking like he is getting comfortable into the game.
Finally with that first shot out here, I agree. This is something that he kind of needed. But again, man, the keeper just keeping this one out here. While we were on the tech break, I was also having a look at the other games, right? And I believe it was Colombia taking on Brazil, where in the exact similar manner, we saw a similar shot just going in with the same speed out. That's not really the case out here with us, so a bit unfortunate on that. But shouldn't really be a big issue out here. Fallen though, collecting the ball. This could be a pretty big issue. As Ronaldinho tries to send it back in the center, but Pirlo running it all the way instead of the CB position. I like how he's able to collect that ball now. Sends it through to Son Heung-min. Controls it for a while only to land it back in the feet of Rijkaard. 75th minute in. And man, it seems like Morocco, they just want to keep that 1-goal lead.
And things are not looking good. Oh, this could have been an interception there, but Patrick Vieira not in the reach. But Eden Hazard has the ball now. Finds Zico. A through pass might be on the way. First touch, Kylian Mbappe. He needs to go ahead and take a shot. Near post. He finally sends the ball home. And Daniel, he makes a comeback that everyone needed to see. India, we tie the scoreline with Morocco 1-1.
You could see the excitement out here as well. Every single thing being moved there. And man, with that, yes, Daniel is back into the game. Bit of a pressure now. It's going to be on back of the Moroccan player. You could clearly see the impact as well onto this heartbeat, right? It was very well under 130. Now rising up slowly and steadily. So you could clearly feel that pressure slowly and steadily mounting onto him out here. And with this one now, I'm pretty sure the ending scoreline will be separated by only 1 goal, considering how Morocco is playing.
I believe this is a tie. I don't see any other goal incoming until and unless someone makes a huge blunder at the back. Because both the players are trying to keep the possession, and knowing Morocco, how they have played the entire game, they are going to just back pass and riddle out. But right now, Patrick Vieira is trying to intercept the ball. He is not successful enough, but John Mrambu, he wins the ball, wrap back to Neves, and now there could be an opportunity for a counter-attack. Finds Luis Figo in the process. But the thing is, there is no wide players, and it is very, very difficult when you are trying to break the defense from such a central line.
I agree. On the other side, though, if you're talking about Morocco, this time they were not able to take that ball away, right? But that one pass, Daniel's passing has been, I'd say it's not been looking as pretty as you'd think. Now the same could be said for the Moroccan side too, as they're kind of losing the ball a little bit more than how they normally would. So
Last chance of attack, 89 minutes. They need to go ahead, +3. Oliveira has the ball, and now he's trying to cross it around, finds Francesco Totti. He could make a final third pass. Gakpo, the first time, was not good enough, and now the last 30 seconds we need to keep the ball. And yeah, the final whistle will blow up. That one-touch pass could have taken his time, and as we rightly mentioned earlier, the passing accuracy on Daniel is a bit lacking as of now, and this is something which is not a good side. We managed our draw, but not a performance that Daniel has delivered in the past.
Wasn't really expecting this to be a draw as well, I agree, because normally looking at how he passes up the ball around the field and how quickly he makes those attacks too, while also stopping those first throughs, that's not really the way how he played right now. And I personally feel like it's fine as the day one Lanziters too. In the first game itself, he's trying to warm himself up, setting up the pace, and then facing an opponent who plays so very slow, that's kind of understandable. This one game out here, India and Morocco, they're going to share a point each out. With that, Colombia is up on top with 3 points, instantly winning out their first game.
And the fact is that they won the first game against Japan says some crazy eFootball is going on their side, because Japan has been the winner from our region, the Asia and Oceanic region. So Colombia is gonna be definitely a team to watch out for.
Yep.
Turkey and Greece ended up in a draw, similar like us. There is no goal difference as of now. But when you talk about goal difference, Aishinu, the thing is, the more goals you can score in these games, the better it will be for you, because only the top 4 will qualify ahead, and by look of things, 4th and the 5th position will definitely gonna get really close.
Super close. And you don't even have a lot of chances, right? Normally, if you were looking at the group stages in the regional online qualifiers, if I'm not wrong, every single group had how many? Somewhere around 7 teams in total. So that was 6 games. And eventually, if you think about it, yeah, that's what, around 12 games comprising of on a matter of 2 days there. This time you don't really have that luxury. There are 6 teams in the entire group, so that means 5 games each, a total of 10 games out here with a single leg format. It's not a double leg. So you don't have a lot of chances to make those comebacks. 1 game, that's it.
No, that is true. The amount of opportunities you're gonna have to make a mistake are definitely narrowing down, but in the group stages, when you're playing every nation twice, I expect some good results when we face Morocco the next time, and that is going to be tomorrow. But for the upcoming matches, I really want to see the fixture, like who are we going to face next, because the next team is something where I hope we get a fairly easy matchup, because at this point we are desperately looking for a win.
As of now, yes. The only good thing working for us is the fact that even Turkey and Greece had a draw. So the point differential is not going to be that high, apart from just Colombia being a little bit ahead. And now when we look at the next few matches too, Colombia will face Turkey, India will be taking on Greece, while Japan faces Morocco. So I think so with the way how Japan has showcased their class all the way in our own regional qualifiers, moving all the way up on top, I think so they should be able to close the match against Morocco if everything goes along with the script. But this matchup against Greece, it's very important for Danial, considering the previous one was a draw.
Oh, that is true. And keeping in mind that even Greece is a side that we are kind of unaware about. We don't know how they gonna play, because Morocco definitely surprised everybody with the type of possession they were holding, with more than 60% in the entire game.
Kind of expecting a bit more attacking style of the play from Greece. Let's be honest, I mean, they've also got a few tough matches up in front of ahead of them, right? They've got to play against Japan as well a bit later on. Morocco match is going to be later after they play against Colombia too. So the fixture is not really easy for either one of these few teams. And if we're looking at the entire streak of them, their performance wasn't shabby in their own region either.
Oh, that's true. But now, I just want to have a look at the draft there. We have CR7 up front. Patrick Vieira is there, and with Lilian Thuram on the right back. Chiellini at centre back. Then we have Johan Cruyff, Ruben Diaz, Vitinha is a good shout. And then we have Andres Iniesta. So, quite heavy midfielders there.
Yeah.
How many midfielders on the wings do they got? Okay, we have Lamine Yamal, and other than that, I'm still trying to find some left and right mids. Other than Yamal, I don't see anybody else. So it looks like it is going to be another narrow formation that is going up against us.
Yeah, because I could also see the inclusion of Bebeto along with Jude Bellingham there. We don't really see a lot of people use Jude Bellingham, but Bebeto on the other side. We saw a lot of Bebeto cards all the way back when we were witnessing the regional qualifiers too. So I want to see how Greece would eventually perform with them. And I agree, it seems like it is very well going to be a pretty close, compact kind of lineup, with Yamal probably being brought in as the sub a little bit later on. So it's going to be mostly a battle of who controls the midfield.
Well, that is definitely going to be very interesting watch. We have drawn our first game against Morocco. How will we perform against Greece? We'll find all that out right after a very short break.
to today's match.
Well, now with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping back again into this one game. And this time it's going to be Greece taking on India. Out here in the white kit, that's Greece running in from left to right. Oh my goodness, we'll talk about that. What a volley from Zico's foot. The ball goes in the back of the net. What an opener coming in from Danial out here instantly. In the first 20 minutes of the game. Big play being performed by him out here. Passing a couple of times in mid and then instantly going in for that lofted through. The 1-2 passes were perfect. Zico collecting it on the left foot. Just puts it in the back of the net as well. While the defender press was on him. That is big. And now with that, yeah, India instantly on top.
This is the start I think we were craving for, and against Morocco we didn't have such possession, but I think things are looking really decent from here on. Attacking football is what we want to see, and another lob through pass, and Song Hyun-min should be through on goal. A finesse loading in, but Lilian Thuram, he's too fast and too strong, but Kylian Mbappe steals the ball right in the final third. Across there has been cleared out by the goalkeeper, and Patrick Vieira to lob the ball high up in the air for CR7 to try to win the header, but Araujo gets the interception. Back to Pirlo, and India, we are constantly putting pressure, and at this point Greece, they are completely in the back foot.
Everyone out there's slight bit of an off just to give the possession back to Greece out. And I'd have to say, you know, apart from Turkey in this entire event, if you really think about it, the longest win streak was of Turkey, and now it's Greece on the second phase, and they're also top 5 in the number of most goals scored. And guess what? This is the way how Indians are attacking on top of him. I'm pretty sure that we're surely moving forward. Zico with another header out here. It went directly into the hands of keeper, otherwise the score would have doubled.
Well, things were looking really serious from here on, but well, the thing is, Greece, it looks like it is one of those games where India and our eTiger is going to get his confidence back, because the entirety of the 20 minutes we are completely in control. We are constantly attacking, and Greece, they cannot do anything other than defend, and this time around could have been another near post goal.
Close.
Araujo almost there, and we are constantly knocking on the door.
I'm pretty sure the second one is about to be brewed up soon. With how attacking football out here Danial is playing right now. And I like the idea how he's not really struggling at all for going in for those throughs. Another one tried Zico there, but Dan Burn on the other side was there to hold on to it. The pass did not go through in the entirety of it. You can see he's controlling the ball in the midfield and then instantly goes in for the lofted through. This time around though, a big mistake. Cristiano Ronaldo sends a through onto Andres Iniesta. Couple of players in the cutback, passing angles, blocked out perfectly. Ronaldo sends it in. Bebeto blocked up perfectly. As Johan Cruyff on the other side will still keep it in the danger plays. Vitania. And finally, the pressure is off.
And now a counter can be on its way. Andrea Pirlo trying to set the pass to Zico. He finds Kylian Mbappe trying to go ahead. Back to Zico. He tries to find someone else, and there is nobody up front who gives him a passing option, and we lose the possession. But now CR7 finds Bebeto, and another counter can be unleashed on Arsen Bebeto.
Oh my god.
He's dribbling around. A good roulette. Takes a shot. A rebound has been intercepted. Vitinha, he was there to close on the rebound. Just too far from him, and Pirlo wins the ball back, and this time it is just end to end.
Now enough power out there, and guess what? Bebeto right now is going to put it in back. What a through at the last second, and instantly Greece now equalizing the score. And my man still looks as calm and composed as ever. The lead lasted merely minutes out as the equalizer pops in right before the half time.
Oh man, we were knocking on the door for majority of the game, but just one proper attack in the last 2 minutes. And just look at that shot. This is not even a proper connection there. He's sliding and the ball just goes in. And just look at the reaction on Daniel's face. He's like, I'm not sure what just happened. Because should have been an easier save, but Greece, they get on the scoreboard. The scores have been level terms. And now with just 3 minutes remaining in the first half, let's see if we can get one more in our favor.
Right now, he's still trying to go in for those lofted throughs as well, right? But it's not really helping him out as much as you normally thought now. Another lofted on the other side. Ronaldo takes it away, not for long. Patrick Vieira could be potentially the last attack out in this half. Right now, just a few more seconds remaining. Eden Hazard sends it to Mbappe on towards the wing. Still moves it around though, but Trent Alexander-Arnold. You can't really beat this man in terms of pace that easily.
A good interception from him, using his body to shield the ball, and the first half coming to a close at 1 overall. But I'm not sure what to make of that last goal that Greece scored. The ball was completely in a no man's land. A finesse in the near post, just going above the goalkeeper's head. Daniel, he looks kind of sad because of that. But hey, the thing is, if you are looking out to win your games, you need to score some good number of goals. And we have seen Daniel in last year's performance, how reckless he was when it comes to goal scoring opportunities.
He doesn't stop. Once he gets going, he does not stop. And that is the kind of form he has to pull in even right now. But you could clearly see a few mistakes out, at least in the pressure situations as well, right? Because yes, that goal was scored by Greece, but you look at the one before that, an attempt that was made where he was running back with 2 centre backs, Raho. He ended up going in for a sliding tackle. I think so that could have been a misstep on his part, but you can't really commit those kind of mistakes at this stage.
Oh, Kylian Mbappe. Somehow he gets through, and oh, this is just crazy scenes at the venue. Earlier, the reaction from Daniel was very similar to what Greece is reacting right now to this goal. Kylian Mbappe, he was completely marked, but his defenders was just nobody touching the ball, and Kylian Mbappe just shoving everybody off the ball, winning it at the final third and taking a strike near post.
What was even that, man? That one through. I did not think it would go in. The defender just somehow lost it entirely. And that is why you could see the reaction as well from Greece, that this wasn't supposed to go in. Exactly same rightly mentioned by you as Daniel for the previous one. Out here right from the kickoff now. Vitinha wanted to loft it in all the way, but that's, yeah, you've got Ronaldo there, but every single ball can't really go through. But maybe on the other side now, where the first touch passes come in, Kilitsoy back to Mbappe, stolen away by Lilian Thuram and cleared off.
Oh, I just want to see who was the defender that missed the ball. And surprisingly, he is Lilian Thuram, one of my favorite defenders in this game. I love how fast he is, I love how physical he is, but if he's making such mistakes, I'm glad that we didn't pick him in the draft.
I would have to say the exact same, man. But yeah, not something you'd really want to see though on the other side now. Greece want to look in to move it forward. Lovely tackle from Daniel. Eden Hazard now moving. Sends it all the way into Zico. The header kept up in the hand by Peter Cech easily. Lofting it in on the other side. Iniesta collects it after the header battle. Guess what? Sends back to Ronaldo. He's got a couple of members out, but no one free in the box. Iniesta right at the edge. Dribbles it around. Easily deflected. Now back with Hazard.
Pirlo trying to go ahead. A good slide tackle from Chiellini. Finds the ball, but a mistimed pass, and Patrick Vieira wins the ball back to Eden Hazard, back to Pirlo, unleashing the counter. Trying to find Kylian Mbappe in the mix, find him there, Eden Hazard, and the through Kylian Mbappe, can he take a touch? Just not able to control it at the right time. Kylian Mbappe, he's creating those opportunities, but now Greece, they are looking for a counter, but Aramburu wins the ball, although the cross was intercepted, and the possession is back with Greece.
Yeah, not for long though out here again. We were mentioning about the same thing, right? The battle in the mid is going to be crucial, and that's exactly what's happening. And I love how Greece is actually reading what Daniel wants to do on the other side. Constantly intercepting those passes as well at the very final minute. Or rather, at those last men. That's also something that India is trying out. Another through ball, but Bebeto could not really collect it easily. Oh, this could be a blunder. This could be a blunder. Maybe another goal brewing up, Baramburu. Perfect tackle coming in from Danial as well. Lovely anticipation. It is 83 minutes in the game.
Dan Burn. Oh, this could have been one of those opportunities that if we able to score it, we can just settle the game right there. But this time the score is still pretty much on the line. 3 minutes still remains. Patrick Vieira needs the ball and a good touch, a good interception there. Now back to Zico. And even if we keep the ball for the next 2 minutes, we are good to go. But the time management is not looking in a way. Vitinha finds Patrick Vieira. The last attack is brewing through. CR7 is not fast enough. The last attack could have been something different, but we survive. A 2-1 is the scoreline, and we register our first victory at the FIFA E World Cup in Riyadh. And this 3-pointer is what we exactly needed.
That too against the top 2 of Europe here. A big win coming in from India, and you can see the sportsmanship here. Everyone moving all the way to the opponents as well to shake hands, and you can clearly see again. In the game, yes, we are opponents, but outside of the game, it's all just healthy competition. And with the way how he was playing, yeah, you could see a couple of disappointment moments from both the sides. But if you keep all of that aside, right, you know that Daniel still would have won it 1-0. So yeah, that's a pretty nice performance from him.
That is so true. And the amount of chances that both the players have created, they looked like they wanted to play some attacking football at the end. Because the last game that we saw was just completely possession and trying to keep the ball as long as possible. But it was a finally fresh air into the mix. Both the players trying to score as many goals as possible, and we came out on top. Although a bit fortunate goals on both the sides, to be very honest. We had some goal scoring opportunities which we could not convert, but similarly can be said for Greece as well. Not a clean victory, but hey, 3-pointer what we needed, a 3-pointer is what we get.
1 goal extra. That's all you need to get to eventually moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where India stands right now, as they'll be facing on Turkey in the next one. And here's the thing. You just right now have defeated one of the top 2 in Europe. And guess who your opponent is? The winner of the European regional qualifiers. So yeah, tough battle for India. But I think so with this form, Daniel has got it.
Well, for sure, I believe. Because at this point, all we need is the OG Daniel, the player that we saw in the year 2024, the one who lead India to the top 3 on the international stage on their debut season. So that is something that I am really looking out for. And as things stand in the group stages, played 2, one single one, drew another one. So whoever wins this next game between Turkey and India will lead the Group B.
That's one of the big things, right? Yeah, the winner out here will eventually topple down everyone else. And you could say that it's kind of giving me a bit of a nostalgia vibes out, because even in the regional qualifiers, India was in the Group B. That's where we leaded up on top, even though Malaysians were in the exact same group. So out here, yeah, I'm kind of seeing the similarities. You know, I'm sometimes of a believer in the voodoo myself. I'm not supposed to tell you. But Turkey, it's going to be a tough matchup. That is for sure. Because this is one of the most aggressive team in the entire competition.
I kind of agree on that part, because earlier when I saw the group before the day started, I thought it would be Japan. But with the way Japan are playing, the things are not looking good for them. Already lost 2 of their games. But now, the next match, Turkey. And as for the draft, pretty much similar. Patrick Vieira, Van Dijk and Kylian Mbappe, then Romario, Pellegrini, Nedved, a lot of icons of the mix, even Carlos Puyol is there. But all I'm seeing is defenders all around. And as for the strike force, only Romario, Pellegrini. I'm not looking out for someone else. Barella can be a midfielder from box to box. Gravenberch another midfielder. Cantona is there. So that is a good one. Finally. So 3 big attackers alongside Kylian Mbappe. So a top 4. Another diamond, I guess.
Could be the case though, but pretty heavy emphasis out there on the defenders as well, which you rightly mentioned, right? Quite a lot of those. And I think so one of the play styles of Turkey could potentially be to make those counter plays. Maybe those first time throughs, the lofted through balls, which we did see even from Danial, right, in the early on, right? That first goal which he scored, it was a lofted through directly to Zico, and he was able to put it in the back of the net too. I think so we're going to see a lot more of that when we face up Turkey.
Well, let's see if that will be the case, because at this point, the lineups. Okay, I'm just trying to look at the players that are not mentioned here. We have Marmoush and Xavi Simons as well here. Because I'm just trying to look at the players which are not known into the mix, but they are being picked up. And Marmoush, Xavi Simons, Yildiz, a bunch of young lads who are having a pretty great season IRL. They are being picked up as well. So let's see if these youngsters are able to get Turkey some victories, or we will roll Turkey down, because the winner of the match takes the Group B by a storm. We will hopefully be the table toppers by the end of third match, but will that happen? We'll find out right after a very short break.
checking beforehand. He was the one who scored the most average goals per game at the previous event. The guy is an absolute beast. All-out attack consistently.
To get fans on your side, though, you need to be a nice guy, and that's why you had the fans on your side. Harry, how much has he improved in the last 12 months?
We're about to see, aren't we? I feel that knowing Daniel and knowing the stardom and the fame that came with his performances last year, obviously with all of that comes with a heightened expectation. He was the only one to take a game off of Malaysia in the knockout stages last year. If we're going to use the reigning champions as a yardstick, that's a pretty nice notch to have in your belt. So I think there are plenty of nations with targets on their back. I would arguably say Daniel and India probably joining Malaysia, joining Thailand as one of those expected nations to move through, Brazil joining them as well.
Well, India at the moment have got a draw against Morocco in match 1 and a win against Greece in match number 2. And in terms of Turkey as well, how they rank, they got a draw against Greece in match 1 and then they got a win over Colombia in match 2. So very equal in terms of points there.
And I think for Yusa as well, though, he's kind of coming into this as a bit of a non-entity in the sense of that what we had with Daniel last year to a certain degree. It's like, okay, well, we're not too sure what we're going to get. And he's already performed pretty well. I mean, 4 points in your first 2 games, you take those averages all day long. But again, this is similar to what we've seen when Mexico were winning their games up against opposition they should be. This is where the real test is for Turkey.
Okay, it's time. It's Turkey taking on India. It's the honoured one up against Daniel. Before we get to this matchup, let's hear from the honoured one.
İlk defa geliyorum. Aslında burada olmayı hep hayal ediyordum. Ülkemi temsil etmek istiyordum. Allah da nasip etti. Dünya Kupası'nda oynamak her zaman mükemmeldir. Her zaman mükemmel bir his. Burada olmayı dediğim gibi hep hayal ediyordum. Elimden geleni yapacağım. Hayatta her zaman destekleyen de desteklemeyen insanlar da olur. Desteklemeyen insanlar, insanların gelişimi için de önemli. Birileri seni desteklemeyecek ki biraz daha sıkı çalışacaksın. Bu şekilde yani.
One win, but absolutely no rest for the wicket out here, ladies and gentlemen, as we move back again in, and this is India taking on Turkey. The third-seeded team out here in the East and Oceania region, or rather Southeast Asia and Oceania region, taking on the top-seeded out here in Europe. And guess what? It's the men in blue who've got a chance to attack, though instantly stolen away.
Almost there, still knocking on the door. Zico finds the pass. Eden Hazard back to Zico, but Virgil van Dijk, he has been pretty strong at the back. 2 big interceptions. And now this match is looking like Team India. They are going to constantly attack and constantly build up. A lob through pass for Zico, but Saliba, good clearance out here. But at this point, I don't think Turkey has even touched the ball other than clearing it out. There is no passing from them. And finally, Tonali, he has the ball and now he's running from center of the pitch. Opportunity for a pass, finds Kylian Mbappe. Should be offside. Latini is off and a chance could have been very cruel against us. But the offside saves us.
Yeah, I think so. It could have also been a bit of a trap out there, though, because we did see the player running in, or maybe just a mistime pass out there from Turkey. So yeah, on the back of it now, India back with the position now. Saliba on the other side. Taking that one, Romario passes it all the way back to Platini. This was the man who was a bit of a problem. Sends it back in, the rebound in the legs of Patrick Vieira. And Turkey couldn't really get that score in, though Nedved still is going to control it for a while for another attack.
Araujo, what an interception there. Using his height to the fullest, completely stretching out his legs and getting the ball back. And now Song Yun Min, he is through on the counter, finds Zico in the process. Almost there. If the touch was better, could have been another goal scoring opportunity for us. But now, possession has swept hands. Romario can take a touch inside the box. There is no shot angle. But Hubner, no. What a tackle. Super risky. But high risk and high reward. And we are being rewarded for being the better player out there.
Oh, that lofted through to Kylian Mbappe. Could have literally found us an opener had it been collected by him though. But alas, it was the defender who eventually got back on it. Justin Hubner sending it back to Hazard out here. Romario stealing that far away. This big through could be the name of the game though. Patrick Vieira on the other side. Yeah, pretty pacey fielder out. So just able to take this one.
Pretty similar playstyle from both the teams right now. But now Zico, he's inside the box. Needs a touch. Oh, could have taken a shot by himself. Decided to cross for Song Hyun-min and the ball was too far out for a header. And the Korean could not take the strike. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Both the teams had good number of chances while we had most of them. But the sad part about it is that none of the chance has been converted till now.
That's one of the big things out here. And you can clearly see the idea of trying to make a play from the wing, which has been stopped multiple times from Türkiye. They're not really allowing Danial to do what he wants, at least on the edges of the pitch. While on the other side, I'm pretty sure that he is literally just looking for a counter-attack. One mistake in the defense, and that's where you'd finally see those openings. Because he did have a couple of chances there, if not for those last-second sliding tackles.
Oh, that was a big one at the back line. Things could have gone either ways at that, but he decided for a slide attempt and definitely came out with the ball. And it is a very, very big gamble that Danial took, but it paid off at the end. Second half, let's see how things gonna work out. Patrick Vieira has the ball, finds Perlo, back to Hazard. Mbappe is making a run on the wings. The pass is not good enough.
William Saliba just going in for a simple clear. And yeah, this is, again, you can see he's not even trying to control the ball in the midfield as much as you'd want him to. Just simply going in for those through passes. Pretini, Romario! He could have taken that one though, but Peter Cech will finally collect it thanks to the left back out here. That could have been a scoreline. Now Mbappe. Kilitsoy back to Mbappe. This could be the opener, but he did not decide to run through. He held on to it and then the defender caught up. Oh, alas. The scoreline still remains 0-0.
This was our biggest opportunity till now, and unable to score that might hurt in the near future. Because Tonali is taking a finesse, has a good interception from Vieira yet again. Peter Cech across, finds Zico, touchdown header there. Perlo on the flank. Stanisic is marking Hazard, so the passing lane was completely known there, and Stanisic making no mistake. The possession yet again in the side of Türkiye, who's running on the wings with Paolo Nedved. Almost there though, trying some finesses, just not able to get the connection.
Yeah, and on the other side again, a pretty fast-paced attack coming in. Nice pass, Kilitsoy. He was the one who created the opportunity for Mbappe previously. This time around, wanted to go for Zico. Didn't really work out. Patrick Vieira now. Eden Hazard. It's been passing good. Oh, lovely one to pass coming in from Kilitsoy, but Virgil van Dijk. Man, the defender from Liverpool ain't giving an inch whatsoever. And there's we go. Nedved back to Romario. Tries to go for the cutback. Beautiful anticipation from Danial. Destroying the chances, but not for long. And the lofted through. And a bicycle clear from the defender. How many times have you seen that?
I think this is for the first time I've seen this entire year, I suppose. Because that type of clearances are so rare to watch. But Türkiye, they are looking so good on the attacking side, especially in the second half. And for us, we are just clearing the ball left, right and center, trying to keep the score line on level terms. But Türkiye, they have definitely showed up a different class after the halftime.
And it is a dangerous one, man, I'd have to say. Those through passes, the constant back and forth that's been going on. If not for Daniel's rock-solid defense, the scoreline could have been pretty different. And he is standing up to his name. He is literally playing like the honored one out here. And you very well could say that this is a battle of Gojo and Sukuna. Out back, Nedved, one tap passes out here, Gravenberch. Tried to send it in though, but Peter Cech easily collecting it, no problem.
Saliba has the ball. Back to Nedved. A good pass, Luis Openda there. Oh, Araujo, what an interception there. Could have been a straight and easy tap-in for Turkey, but Araujo just making sure that we are still into the game. Although Gakpo is not able to play a proper pass, but now Hebner, he needs to run through, and Araujo needs to make a big tackle, and he will. Xavi Simons, he's not fast enough to win the ball, especially on the foot race. But now Team India, with the final attack of the game, they need to find something. Back to Cody Gakpo. A driven pass, lob through inside the box, take a shot near post. Finally we strike, and with +0 in the added minutes, it is 3-pointer coming in our way.
What a lofted through there, and oh, what a way to collect it, man. Absolutely intense. You did see a few subs coming throughout in the time where both of the players queued a pause, and if I'm not wrong, it was Figo who came back in instead of Zico. And guess what? That one lofted through, moving all the way right in the center, perfectly placed as well. This couldn't have been done any better. And with that, India 1, Turkey 0.
There is no time to play even a kickoff from here. It was a +0 on the stoppage time, so just a kick from Omar Marmoush will settle things out, and we score our second victory for the day. And Daniel and his family is so happy, including us, because this is the victory which will lead us to as a table topper in Group B. A big +3 against a mighty nation, a topper from the European side, has been toppled down in the 90th minute by our eTiger Daniel. And Turkey, they are not happy about it.
Absolutely. What a performance out here coming in from the eTiger. Rightfully mentioned out. Seems like the Group B India table topping, it remains unmarked. It absolutely remains
Group without even a single and dropping any points. Look how happy he is.
Really see the happiness coming in from his father as well, right? You always love to see that happening here. Because this was
certainly would want to come back this year and try to win the overall title.
Well, one of those games where I really don't think that we will get a positive result, because it was just 89th minute and the passing lanes was completely blocked. No way we are gonna get a +3. Majority of the time it is just a draw there, and I think Turkey even would settle for a draw. But Cody Gakpo with that huge pass turned things around, and now let's talk to Daniel of how he's managing to secure all these goals.
The adrenaline must have been pumping.
Yeah, it felt like a relief because last minute goals are always the best, and of course the first two games were a bit off the pace, so it feels great to be on top of a game.
And now you started off today with a draw, followed by a victory, and now another victory as well. Talk me through how on earth you reset between, starting off the day pretty slow.
Yeah, of course, because it was not the finest performance, and I can do a bit better, and we'll work hard in the next game, and I'm looking forward to the next game, yeah.
Well, best of luck for your future games. I believe we still have a Saudi Arabia-Thailand showdown going on, so let's check in with that.
Yes, okay, as we can see at the moment, Saudi against Thailand. Saudi are leading 2-1 against Thailand. What a game we have here, Alia.
What you waiting for? Let's break down the door. No, I won't wait no more.
I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems.
taking my pain away. Nothing else more to say. Everything that I have, I'll give. First, you gotta pick a side. Now you got a team and you're rolling with the pride. Wanna play the game, make it to fight another day, find another way, find another way, fight another day. I feel it inside, I'm reaching my stride, I'm standing my ground, I won't give in. I'm moving ahead, I'm back from the dead, I'm ready to fight again. Raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof, I'm raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof, I'm raising the roof.
Hey there, come with me, gotta drum up some explosions. Shake it out, dance on repeat. Running through the streets, now let's set it all in motion. Light the fire, turn up the heat. Everything sounds good. Jump right in, you know you should. Everything sounds good. Let's do it. No more waiting, let's just go. Pumping up your pulse, yeah, I wanna do it all. Let's flip a coin, we're down and then up. Dancing on the walls, yeah, I wanna do it all. Just mess around, I like to keep it intense. Shoot it to the skies and do it again. No more waiting, let's just go. Pumping up your pulse, yeah, I wanna do it all. This is how we roll, if it's hot, we keep it going. Next up, we zigzag the lines. Pictures on my phone, breaking hearts and then we glue them. Drop hits, you'll know I'll be fine. Everything sounds good. Jump right in, you know you should. Everything sounds good. Let's do it. I wanna do it. I wanna do it all. I wanna do it all. So what you waiting for? But let's break down the door. No, I won't wait no more. Let's do it. No more waiting, let's just go. Pumping up your pulse, yeah, I wanna do it all. Let's flip a coin, we're down and then up. Dancing on the walls, yeah, I wanna do it all. Just mess around, I like to keep it intense. Shoot it to the skies and do it again. No more waiting, let's just go. Pumping up your pulse, yeah, I wanna do it all.
I'm feeling amazing. When I wake in the morning, I see it so clearly. It's no competition. It's just on with the vision. We giving incisions. We feeling amazing. It ain't never gonna stop and we take to the top. We feeling amazing, feeling amazing, feeling amazing. Now back to the basics. We just keep it moving, ain't leaving no traces. Now look at their faces. Ain't no stopping us now. We controlling with aces. Now tie up your laces. Ain't no tripping. We living this, giving to chase this. Now turn up the faces. We keep living this grizzly. We got it to face this. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we never gonna stop it. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing. We just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing. We ain't never gonna stop and we living it up. I'm going through changes, living so dangerous. They saying he famous. I keep telling myself I'm the best with the aim. It's saying it's criminal, they do the minimal. I'm just a general, keep it subliminal. Break them the minerals, keeping it cynical. Keeping it moving in the speed of pinnacle. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we never gonna stop it. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing. We just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing, we ain't never gonna stop and we living it up. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, raising the temperature, counting your days. Feeling amazing, take to the top and we never gonna stop it. Feeling amazing, take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing, we just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing, we ain't never gonna stop and we living it up.
Woke up in the middle, in a field full of fighters, fighting a battle, fall down, get up, losing requires. Stay strong till you're moving to a higher ground. Rise up and proving steady forward, I'll stay around. 'Cause underneath, for everyone to see, held my head up higher, higher, I ain't thinking. That's why I believe what everyone will see. Together we'll be better, never break, we'll make it stronger, stronger, stronger. Together never break, we'll make it stronger, stronger, stronger. Together never break, we'll make it. Put your armor on, setting the game straight, something to hold on, 'cause that countdown's checkmate. You won't be alone, we'll be standing tall till the day is gone. You find it all the way up. 'Cause underneath, for everyone to see, held my head up higher, higher, I ain't thinking. That's why I believe what everyone will see. Together we'll be better.
flesh.
You guys have done nothing up here from honestly.
Mistakes that can be absolutely crucial, and you can nearly see when the players are too nervous, the sweat on the thumbs as well. We actually saw a few players with some powder to help kind of dry the nerves. So you can see just how critical those micro movements are in this game. You don't have a teammate alongside you either, so I love that aspect of just that 1v1 mentality.
How much does the coach then play a role here when you are sitting there on your own?
I think it can go both ways. One, you don't want someone in your head too much when you're already tilted in a way, but I think you need that extra voice just to calm you down and really keep things measured.
I think some players, it depends what kind of player you are. Do you want that help? Do you want to be the coach that gasses them up? Do you want to be the guy that calms them down? It depends which way you want to go with it. And well, I mean, if if I'm playing for Japan right now, I'm wanting gassed up. I need some confidence heading into this game.
I mean, yeah, we're just seeing a bit of maybe breath work and a bit of meditation as well from a Japanese competitor there, just kind of focusing on the task at hand, because we obviously are experiencing a little bit of a delay here, like we've seen a few times already today with the mobile players, and that must get in your head a little bit.
Absolutely. I think that with the short games as well, you just want to get straight into it. You've been preparing, you've been warming up, ready to go, so you just want to get into it. But it's just another element of just live events. These are the things that you can't always, you know, account for. You've got to be ready for anything.
Exactly. I mean, way back when I used to play, they were talking.
Now we're
dawn
talking.
of time.
Now we're talking.
I remember literally, like, I mean, I know that. Yeah, what was it, Pong? Something like that. Yeah, we used to actually have some teams who, obviously, this is obviously a technical delay, and we're going to get on with things pretty quickly. But we used to have some players who would intentionally ice you. I'd be like, okay, oh, sorry, this isn't working. Can we?
Gamesmanship.
Yeah, just pure gamesmanship. And like, who would this really lean into? I would say it would be Soshan at this stage, right? You want to be the guy that tries to counteract that that momentum that's coming from Danial. He's flying at the moment. You want to slow him down.
It's nearly like a tactical timeout you can take sometimes. I mean, I did it when I played as well. Sometimes, sometimes when we were winning and we're about to, you know, sweep, or you're on a 2-0, 3-0, you think, you know what, let's just take a timeout to really tilt the opponent, because you think there's nothing worse than when you're losing, that you want to get straight back into the game and keep going. If the other team's taking a timeout, taking as much time as possible, it can definitely get in your head, and particularly in 1v1 in this kind of format, it's just there's so much of the, you know, it's the top 2 inches. It's the mentality, which is huge.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, because we can see he looks a little bit frustrated, obviously talking to one of the team admin. Can you read anything into this?
Not
frustrations
too happy.
Frustrations look high.
He doesn't look stoked with the situation there. So
This isn't going to help his cause, of course.
No, but looking over towards Danial as well, he's also having a couple of conversations there as well. So I think for some of these players, they're just making sure. I think when it's this high pressure environment, there's so much on the line in this kind of game that you realistically need everything to be absolutely perfect. You don't want to be going in there with any doubts. Okay, well, is this working or whatever? Like, you know, it's a live esports event. These things happen, of course. So there's a lot of technology, a lot of wires, a lot of components to everything that goes on here. So for this to happen, you need to make sure, if you're that competitor, that there is nothing wrong. Everything is as comfortable as possible.
I mean, with the games are so quick as well. One small mistake, a slow start, it could be game over.
You saw a thumbs up there, but still actually frustration's still completely across his face. If you were him now, would you actually just get up and get out of your chair and have a walk around?
Well, you
Because
might
when you
not be able
sat
to.
there, it's so immediate and then it's so frustrating. But actually, if you just took yourself away from it and let the admin maybe do their job and refresh and sort out
Not a bad idea, Rachel. Did you play professionally?
Play professional sport.
There you go.
You know, I know how to kind of sort myself out mentally.
Step away. It can be, you know, sometimes doing things physical can help the mental side as well. So if you physically step away, it can just relax you and take you out of it for a moment. And as we see with the heart rates of these players, you know, you want to be locked in, because it's very nerve-wracking out there.
Yeah, I just like looking behind me as well onto the kind of studio floor, and I can see Danial looking up to the screens. He's maybe getting a bit frustrated. He's waiting again for match 4 to start here. He will be in our featured matchup against Japan. Well, before we get to that, let's get some final thoughts from Danial heading into this fixture.
This is what I was waiting for. Last year as well, I was here. It's the biggest tournament for eFootballs. A little nervous, anxious a bit, because there's expectations now with me, so anything apart from winning is just a failure, because I am here for the tournament. My eyes are only on the trophy, so the haters, I think they can hate, because I'm not much really focusing on that. I'm just focusing on my game. Working hard on my gameplay, I'm practicing. I'm looking forward to winning it for India. I watched my games last year and analyzed what I could have done better. Hopefully the hard work pays off.
And we are finally live again with India taking on Japan at FIFA E-World Cup live from Riyadh. We are the table toppers as of now, while Japan they have not won a single game from the 3 played. They have got defeated in the 2 of their games and 1 has been a draw. Pretty a nightmare start from the champions of Asia and Oceanic region.
A rematch coming in all the way back from the knockout stages of the regional qualifiers out here. Japan taking on India. Last time the aggregate scoreline was definitely a 5-2 out here in favor of the Japanese. But guess what? This time Danial kind of wants to turn things around instantly right from the first few minutes of the game, man. As far as with those constant attacks that are hopping in, I think so another goal is brewing up, because you rightly mentioned the Japanese haven't really won a single game, and if anything, they've conceded 5 goals till now. That isn't looking great.
I was just looking at the header right there. Across in a dangerous spot and almost there for the opening opportunity within the first 10 minutes. But now Kylian Mbappe marked by Gattuso, and that is interesting. Gattuso being picked up. I generally don't see that icon being picked by so many players. But now Team India has the ball back to Song Heung-min, back to Zico, another pass to Eden Hazard. Kylian Mbappe asking for a driven pass. Finds Zico, rather goes back. A finesse might be loading on a near post. Oh, Zico almost hitting it with the Magidi spin. But at the end, a crucial block.
Yeah, if that one spin went through out there, I'm pretty sure that could have been a score in. But a nice call coming in from the Japanese, getting a couple of members back there. But guess what? This time it's going to be Mbappe. Just tries to nudge it in. Right between 2 defenders there. Zico, another chance. Though kept outside by the keeper. You could look at the reaction from Danial as well, man. That was so very close.
I'm not sure what to say about that. Near post attempt from Zico should at least hit the target. Missing the side netting, man. That is kind of heartbreaking there. But now the kickoff has been taken by Japanese side. And
what a
driven pass. What was that from Snyder? One of the best cams in the game. But now the position has been swapped. Should be a foul though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, quick free kick taken. Jean Ambrou finds Zico in the box. Opportunity for a cross. There is some time remains. A cross coming in high up in the air. But the ball is just bouncing left, right and center. Just not going in the back of the net as we desire.
All the way went back. Hubner now. Ramburu moving all the way back towards the wing now. That's interesting. But guess what? The ball is moving in the center. And guess what? Mbappe from the edge of the box delivers it in the back of the net on the right. Perfect opener from Kylian Mbappe.
Can someone just zoom out his cam a bit? I really want to see that celebration. The way Danial stands up and makes that Kylian Mbappe celebration on who are you looking at. I just want to see that in full HD at this point. He is so brilliant. Just look at that. Takes a touch out and then taking a finesse from there. Generally, you see those shots getting blocked or at least saved by the goalkeeper. But this time around, Kylian Mbappe opened the scoring.
Yeah, it's an instant through coming in from the other side though. Not long since the ball was stolen away by the Indian. Out here again. Perlo tries to lob it in. Eden Hazard was just a bit too far away there to take this one out. But guess what? Maybe a counter-attack brewing up on the other side. A lovely tackle right from the back line. And a counter on the other end of the spectrum too. Kylian Mbappe doesn't really have a lot of support, so has to just hold it down. Constant attacks being brewed up by India now. The Japanese don't really have a lot of time to work with. All the way towards Son Heung-min. Alessandro able to take this one away.
Nesta just falling over in the process of clearance. That is something you don't expect there since he's not under pressure. But looks like Japanese players are crumbling right now. Even in game at this point. But now Zico has the ball. He needs to find Eden Hazard and he will. Another attempt might be brewing up. Fake shot cancel. Another finesse and off the wood. Eden Hazard from outside the box. First fake shot to sell the Japanese defense and then almost hitting the top right corner but instead hit the woodwork. Danial, great opportunities, great chances there. But at this point, it is just still 1 goal in advantage, and although we are running the game with 72% possession in our side, 1 goal advantage is never good enough.
I agree. But that 5 shots to nil, That's where the main problem is for the Japanese now. Danial is constantly making those attacks back and forth, even though the Japanese are trying to get towards the edge of the box. That last line of defense has been challenged only once till now. And you can see the frustration as well building up on him. You could see it from his facial reactions, that he's not at all happy with what's happening to his performance. So yeah, a little bit tough out here. Seems like we're going to be having a slight bit of a pause out. Maybe Danial had something along the lines of his headphones, so it's going to get changed.
The earmuffs are out. And at this point, you need them more than anything. They should be completely in place. You need the sound isolation there, because you need to be completely focused. You don't let anything distract you in such a high level of event. Danial, he definitely defeated Turkey, and now winning against Japan will just solidify him at least on the number 1 spot in the Group B.
Because after this, you've only got one more game remaining. And technically, all the way from Southeast Asia and Oceania region, Japan was the winner. So this is the strongest opponent that Danial has faced. But that is according to the previous law, right? That things aren't really going according to the script that happened previously. So yeah, right now it's going to be a bit more different. Danial, the addition of a coach, Spardas, you could instantly see the impact that it's bringing in. Yes, there were early jitters happening in back and forth, but when you actually compare the performance of him, it is so much more composed.
That is indeed true. And having someone to look after your games, having someone to talk after the match, that is really important. A third bird eye view, making sure what mistakes are being done by the player, being noticed in such a short span of time is very crucial in such a level of competition. And with the new coach coming in, and for the first time for Danial, by the way, things are definitely looking really good. But now, finally, things kicking off. Japan with Kylian Mbappe, Van Basten inside the box, almost taking a touch. Looked pretty risky, but Francesco Totti has already been subbed in at the halftime.
Oh, lovely one-touch pass coming in. Kylian Mbappe wanted to go for the shot, if not blocked by the defender. It would have been the keeper. And as soon as that break is over, you could clearly see a lot of pressure now being built up. Lofted through though. Gattuso, no problem sending it all the way towards Peter Cech. Cafu. Out forward, Mbappe to Van Basten. Stolen away by Hubner. No problems. The tackling has been good by Danial. No rough tackles right now, but at least the past 2 games. It's now again towards the edge of the box, and he scores it one more time! Danial leading with 2-0.
A screamer from Francesco Totti. The Serie A legend strikes the ball right at the top right corner. Near post of the goalkeeper, does not even flinch before taking the strike. A run straight on goal. No issues whatsoever, and a brilliantly powerful strike. So venomous that the goalkeeper stood no chance. And Danial, he is in complete driving seat. The start of the day was pretty rough while defeating, or rather drawing, against Morocco. But after that draw, things are looking like our eTiger is finally back into the action.
The flow state was looking for eventually has been reached. And seems like the blue lock training for the Japanese ain't really working out for him, man. Not really bringing in that ego up to check out here. On the other side, again, back and forth pass. The shot, it's half-hearted. Well defended. But after a long time, it's going to be another corner coming in from the Japanese. It was, again, a back and forth passes coming in. But Danial read it perfectly.
Japan, they are making some hasty decision at the front. They are just looking for one touch pass in and take a strike, and that is good for us, to be honest, because if there is no momentum with your left stick, there is no power behind your strike, and that is definitely not gonna hamper, or I would say create an issue in our defensive side. Danial, This is one of those games where he is completely dominant with, I guess, more than 70% possession, even when the clock is ticking down almost halfway through in the second half.
That composure is necessary out here for Danial. Soshan though, I mean, if you're in his shoes, right, and you think about the previous few games that he's played through versus what's happening in this one, you could understand the disappointment that he's had till now. The confusion that's constantly been on his face, and he's been trying to hold in his frustration. The land pressure probably building up on him?
Maybe. Because that I don't see any other reason for such a, I would say, disappointing performance. Because the last time we saw Japan play, they were phenomenal in the region qualifiers, taking on Thailand, making sure that no one comes closer to them, but things were unstoppable. At this point, a crazy header coming in though. Although has been straight at the goalkeeper, has been blocked, but what a pass there! Splitting the defense into two, and Kalisoy has a cross, and what a header to finish things off! Danial finally making another strike, a complete counter-attack, heading the ball home. But it all started with that threaded through pass, splitting the entire backline of Japan into two parts, and there was nobody catching up to that speed.
Kalisoy just holding it as well and then moving a little bit too close to the goal, only to lob it in just to make sure that the keeper has absolutely no chance to push it away. Fantastic performance, and you can see the reaction of the proud father there. What a well orchestrated attack, and with that, you could finally call the curtains here, right? With just 20 remaining up on the clock to play around with. Until and unless there's a goal right away in this kickoff, I don't see anything happening for the Japanese, and with this clearance, I'm pretty sure even Danial knows the same.
Only 15 minutes are remaining on the clock, and for Danial, this is one of those games where he can just increase the goal difference as much as he wants. He should not stop attacking right now, and this is what he's doing. Endo Fernandez coming into the mix. A big cross, and Luis Figo should receive it. But the first touch was not good enough from the Portuguese centre forward. Loses the ball in the possession though. But Danial is making no mistake in winning the ball back immediately.
Oh, what a fake. Out here, Ruben Neves. He's the man who's brought in new Luis Figo as well. Pretty healthy. Should have the pace, but Gattuso. Couple of defenders in front of him. Couldn't really make it all the way through as Rafael Leao now being brought into the mix. Through pass is perfect. This could be the first one. And a lovely ball roll into the finesse onto the left-hand side. Finally, you could see the Japanese scoring something, but it's a little bit too late.
Consolation goal, I would say. 3-1 the scoreline, and I think the clock has already gone past the 80th minute, and I don't see 2 goals coming in the next 10 minutes. And if that happens, that will be a miraculous performance if the Japan is able to deliver that. But I hardly believe that will be the case. Although, for this time, good pass to Rafael Leao, just ball roll and finishing it. Good composure in the final. Good shot taken as well. But again, as you rightly mentioned, the clock has already gone past 85 minutes and the time is already up.
And even he knows that. That's why he's making in all those lofted passes as well. No problems. A through. Didn't really go through at the perfect point. So there's a few more seconds now. You can't really stop the attack. Plus 4 minutes added in. You've got to score in the next 2 in order to maintain something. But now it's Danial already making it through. Just clears it out to the keeper. You could see the reaction from the Japanese as well. He knows that the time is up as Rafael Leao Del Piero Nakata tries to make that shot. But it ain't going in and the lead ain't decreasing. It's 3 for the men in blue and 1 for the Japanese.
Man, this is the performance that we were looking out from Danial. This guy is just wrecking goals in this game, and with a 3-1 victory in this match, a +2 on the overall goal difference will matter even more. Although I completely would say that understand at this point goal difference doesn't matter for Danial. He is the table topper and he is just securing victories after victories.
That's what you'd really want to see from that man, after all. And I'd have to say, even the Japanese kind of showed up a little bit of a glimmer of hope after scoring that one. But yeah, if only that was 5 minutes early, we would have seen something else. But besting your rival from the Southeast Asian and Oceania region, that's where you can see the class is now being raised way too far forward. And there we go. The victorious smile. And if this performance continues, I am pretty sure everyone who was looking down on Danial would have to eat their words back.
For sure, man. Especially with how regional qualifiers went for our side. We finished third, losing out in one of those games where we could not score anything against Thailand. And from there, till here, the journey has been pretty incredible. Starting the day against Morocco has been a pretty slow start, but after that, just picking up the pace and making sure that whatever match he plays, he comes out victorious.
Every single one of them has been so amazing to see. And you could clearly see the improvement in all of them, right? Step by step. The first one, yes, a few stumbles. And the next one, a couple of good goals. The one after that, you could see some brilliant tackles coming in from the guy. And in this one, every single thing working out perfectly. And now we are ready to face Colombia too. 4 matches played, 2 won, 1 draw, 1 loss. So even they are looking to try and move all the way up. So it's going to be, again, the matchup to see who remains on top. Even a draw would definitely make sure we stay at top. Colombia, they need a win to move all the way up on the first position.
And that too by a big margin. Because just single goal will mean, I think, yeah, a +0 or rather a +2 already for them, or +1. So goal difference will come into the equation. But more than that, India is still undefeated in the group. Every other nation has taken at least 1 defeat in their name. And on the opening day of the FIFA E-World Cup 2025 Riyadh, Indians have not lost a single game, and this is a huge feat in itself.
Well, the win streak destroyer for both Greece and Turkey. They had a 10 and 7 game win streak. And we just utterly shut that down. So yeah, right now Danial himself is trying to build up one for his own as well, right? And this is going to be a tough competition for him too, yes. But with the momentum that he's kept now, I think so. He should be closing this one game fairly easily too. Let's have a look at the lineup of Colombia too. Lilian Thuram starting things off. Nuno Mendes there along with Ruud Gullit. This kind of looks a little bit more defensive. But at the same time, you've got Ruud Gullit for the attack.
Just look at that. Thuram, Nuno Mendes, Ruud Gullit, Fabio Cannavaro, Declan Rice, N'Golo Kante. I see 6 players, I see all defense. And then we have Frank Puskas there. And after that again, Bastoni. And then Vieri. So Puskas, Vieri, and who is up front? Scholes and mid. Nakamura might be a super sub. And then we have Kolo Muani might be another or rather the super sub in the second half. Then Gigi Buffon and Saliba. So I'm not seeing any other major striker. It is Frankie de Jong, Tchouaméni, Alvarez is there. So 2 good super subs for the attacking front. That is Kolo Muani and Junior Alvarez. Other than that, the starting will be done by Vieri and Puskas. Looks like another narrow formation, and I believe that everybody out here is just opting for multiple midfielders and just solidifying the defense.
Yeah. And specifically for this one, it's going to be Ruud Gullit, as you rightly mentioned, the only frontliner on the other side to go in for that attack. So this is a heavy defensive mid-focus lineup. As we have a look at the Indian lineup one more time, ladies and gentlemen. No changes out here. Raho, Kylian Mbappe, Patrick Vieira out for the first 3 key players which we chose. And then on the other side, Eden Hazard, Pirlo, everyone else. They were working so well. And you've seen it multiple times, right? Eden Hazard being subbed out for Figo over towards that left. That is something that Danial has been trying to do. And that strategy has been working very good.
And also, I'm loving the fact that no formation has been revealed as of now. Every tactic that the players are using is completely hideous at this point, and that is a big leap to keep the secrecy right there, because we don't know what Colombia is going to cook against us. They are still far behind from us with 3 points deficit. But if they win it, they might topple us down from the group. But will Danial be able to hold his win streak and go undefeated on the day one? We'll find all that out right after a very short break.
Low. You guys make me so comfortable up here, but I tell you who wasn't looking too comfortable at some stages. Daniel just getting up into the 150s, into the 160 area. It's quite high for him, would you think? But over then he kind of, well, you could see when the game was going in his direction. He certainly got a lot more comfortable towards the end, Chris.
Well, I think it's always funny with Daniel because he just always kind of lingers around just hyped. But you look at him, he looks pretty chill to me.
His heart rate's probably really high because he keeps jumping around, high-fiving, fist-pumping his dad.
Yeah.
Maybe calm down, sit in your seat a bit more.
Can we get a heart rate monitor on his dad?
Yes.
Good question.
That might be something for tomorrow.
Can we, Dad? Yes. Is he nodding? Can we get a heart rate monitor on you? He's going yes, nodding, yes.
Oh, perfect. That's
He's responded to us. Daniel was like, yeah, Dad, they're talking to you there. Thank you very much. We love you. Keep up the good work. Table topping at the moment. Right, well, we've got one more fixture to come. Malaysia taking on Brazil.
The last match to go undefeated on the day one of FIFA E World Cup featuring eFootball Mobile live in Riyadh. Our eTiger Daniel is taking on Colombia at this point, who are in good form with 7 points and sitting on third spot in the table, while we lead the Group B with 10 points in our side.
A draw and a loss, and now they want to end out with a win. Colombia looking forward to topple down the leaders right now with the men in blue raging in their attack. 4 people running it all around. Son Heung-min sends it back to Eden Hazard now. Lofted through, but very well deflected by Cannavaro. No problem coming in. Frederick Puskas on the other side. Nuno Mendes. We saw the lineup and we knew that it's going to be very defensive. And that is exactly what's been happening though. But the constant control out here from Daniel. We might potentially see a goal brewing up pretty soon.
Could be a possibility. But now the possession has swapped hands, and now Declan Rice making a run. Trivela pass, and it is so accurate for Rudhulit. He's trying a cutback, has been intercepted though. A crazy pass from the side of Declan Rice there, finding Rudhulit in the box on almost creating goal scoring opportunity. But now Zico has opportunity to just hold on the defense, finds Perlo, back to Zico. What a strike! A nudge down on the ball, takes a shot, and we open the scoring yet again. And Daniel, he is in hot shot form.
What a triangular pass out there to put a lofted through right in the feet. And just a slight nudge, which you rightly mentioned, going all the way in the back of the net. Brilliant. And Colombia just bamboozled with that. You could see the disappointment on the face as well. What a phenomenal way to start things off out there. One attack and instantly India are in the lead though. And I agree. I want to bring the conversation back to that one pass from Declan Rice, man. If that continues, you've got to be pretty careful because Rudhulit was able to pace it up so very well. And that pass, perfectly placed.
But now, a long cross. Rudhulit, he wins the possession back again. And the physicality from the Dutch is definitely coming out on top. But now, he finally win the ball back. Eden Hazard switching up the play, finding Kylian Mbappe there. And now Son Heung-min trying to run it down. Just the ball is too high for him to reach for the header.
Yeah, a one-touch through coming in for Hazard right here as he tries to send it to Zico. Finds him as well. Now running it down in the wing. So Mbappe is going to come back into the center. Wanted to dribble out a little bit, but Lilian Thuram seals that fun away instantly. But the attack hasn't really fizzled out yet. The pass wasn't perfect. 1-2 passes once again. But Lilian Thuram, this time he ain't letting that through.
Just grabs the ball, clears it out for safety. Patrick Vieira, he's trying to win it back. But the passes do go ahead. Peter Cech with the clearance, and Declan Rice against men in blue wins the ball. Perlo finds Son Heung-min. Now back to Kylian Mbappe, waiting for the run, and he is dribbling out. Finds Zico. Should be a second one. Should be an easy one, but the tap in has been blocked. Another chance for clearance, and Colombia, they could go 2-0 down, but the finish from Zico was a bit questionable.
An extra touch, I probably believe, just to make sure the ball is stable enough. And guess what? That would have led. That
Could
should
be a
red, isn't it? Yeah, that should be. It was the last line, and that it is. And you can clearly see Daniel's reaction to now playing 10-man. And man, this is a brilliant chance for Colombia.
I think this is a coin flip at this point, and it was not necessary to concede a red. It was the last line of defense. It was the last player 1v1. Could have conceded a goal, that would not matter, or even just let Puskas take a touch, maybe just pressure him down, run along with him. He was very far away from the goal as well. But making a slight tackle at that very point was not the wisest of the decisions, and now he has to play one entire half with only 10 men on the pitch.
I hope it was not Araujo. I did miss out on who the centre back was at that
Does
point.
not matter.
Who eventually got the tackle.
It does not matter who the centre back is. You will eventually swap him out for a midfielder there, or maybe a striker. You will just drag a striker to a centre back position and swap a centre back, that player, with a substitute centre back. So it does not matter at this point who got eliminated. But the matter of fact is, you are 10 men. The line up front will be weakened up. Now, for the entirety of the game, you have to rely on just sheer passing because that final third is a bit difficult. And to answer your questions, yes, it was Araujo.
Oh my god. Yeah, Eden Hazard is the one who's actually going out. A couple of changes being made out there instantly instead of just one. So yeah, as you rightly mentioned, now playing 10-man with a little bit lesser on that attacking front could prove disastrous because Colombia, their attacks are not fizzling out whatsoever. Had it been a 2-0 scoreline, Spartus, I would have still said that, yeah, it seems fine, it is okay. 1-0 is dangerously close.
That is true. And especially with knowing how red cards work, they just don't reduce a player in your team. They give a morale boost and a confidence boost to your opponent as well. Since they know you are short on a player, they can be even more aggressive and less resistive in the final third because your attack is going to suffer at the end. And that is what we are seeing. Cody Gakpo is the solo striker up front. And the formation has changed as well. It looks like a 4-4-1 at this point, since it's a 4-4-2 without the secondary striker. But now, you have to go all in defense, and Ruud Gullit already with the first shot in the second half. Near post has been saved.
It indeed has been saved though, but the question is for how long. If these attacks keep on brewing up, yes, it's going to get difficult. Can't really rely on the keeper every single time for that. Daniel is feeling that pressure right now, and Colombia, as you rightly mentioned, that red card has provided a big moral boost too. A scoring opportunity from the kickoff, and it's Ruud Gullit to actually take the free kick. I was thinking maybe it's going to be someone else, and he would want to feed that free kick to Gullit, considering his headers are pretty dangerous here. But still, a goal kick coming in.
Long pass. Gakpo, he is a taller player. Still could not win the header since Cannavaro builds up a lot of pressure. But now Nuno Mendes has the ball. Just dribbling around the flank. And he has a lot of space to just run it down. And Nakata, finally with a slight tackle, wins the ball straight on this time. No issues. Concedes a throw-in. And should be a fast one since the high pressure from the side of the Colombian player is looking pretty nasty. And yes, the high press will come around, will win the ball back.
Yeah, he wanted to go for a fake throw to that man. Eventually just overthought the opponent. That's the main thing, right? With these one-touch passes, now Puskas almost trying to take it away, but the last line of defense saving it. Cody Gakpo. Andre Pirlo sends it all the way in. Lofty. Totti wanted to run, but Emil Odero collects it right at the edge. This could have been the second one into the making.
Header back to goalkeeper. Yeah. Just time playing, and that's a clever play. He knows there is less opportunity in the final third, so why not just kill the clock even few seconds if possible. But now finally lobbing up in the air, could have taken a short goal kick kind of structure with just passing to Nakata and then going ahead. But this time another clearance from Danial. He is looking so uncomfortable at the back, and generally these are the times where your opponent is looking for the goal. They might get it.
Totti out here, not really going to steal the ball away, but rather holding off to that passing lane. That's why it slowed down this entire attack now. But from the left wing man, Nuno Mendes, the exploitation is absolutely there. But this time Patrick Vieira holds it all the way down. Now goes in for the clearance to right at the edge of the line. This is absolutely nasty from him. But the question is, can you really rely on these clearances for the entirety of the game? Because if you don't make any attack... Yeah, but if you don't make any attack, another goal is going to be inevitable from the other side.
You need to hold the position as long as possible, and this is what we were talking through. You just cannot clear the ball and hope that your opponent does not score. Keeping the ball was the key to success, but at this point, Daniel was just giving away the possession so many times, and Colombia will definitely take the advantage of 10 men. Although the defensive structure and line is completely intact with a 4-4-1 formation, but still Colombia finds a place in the back line, driven finesse on the bottom left corner, and Camilog, he makes the scoreline equalized.
And has been using Nuno Mendes from that left back into the attacking wing back position constantly, and that's also giving him some extra members all the way up front to keep up that pressure, eventually opening up the defense from the other side for that through. And it was a very well placed through as well. Dangerously close to the keeper, yes, but still. With all of that said and done now, oh my god, you do not want to make a mistake here. Aramburu, the right back, running in all the way, wants to get that through in, but again, it is one of your right backs who's got to work overtime, and guess what? This through, Hulid Peter Cech gets right on the ball on time.
We are settling for a draw, I believe. And now you need to keep the ball. You need to keep the ball and not make hasty decisions, Daniel. But, oh, he's losing the possession yet again. And this time around, similar process from Colombia. Just trying to recklessly attack, loses the ball in the build-up. And now, final 2 minutes, keep the ball for the last 2. But again, N'Golo Kante with a crazy interception. And now, the last kick of the game. Hebner clear it's out, and Colombia, despite the fact that we played 10 men in the second half, was able to score only 1. And Daniel, he goes undefeated on day number 1 at the FIFA E-World Cup in Riyadh featuring eFootball Mobile.
Could have very well been one of the days where you only settle for 1 draw and go all the way up. Even increasing the lead in the group stage is out, but yes, it's absolutely fine considering the odds that were against him. He still managed to pull out a draw. That's big. Couple of mishaps there under pressure. So you still know that there's quite a lot of things and a bit of more growth potential in Daniel. And I really like that. On the other side of the spectrum, starting things and ending things with a draw. Pretty good day for him.
That is true. Kept majority of the possession there in the final third. Despite the fact the things were going against India, he tried to build up the attack in the final third. So that is pretty, I would say, mindset friendly. He was not scared of getting a loss. He was more into securing a win because he is anyways on top of the table, so that what matters to him. But even after the fact that he might concede if he tries to attempt, he wanted to secure the winning goal, and things definitely did not work out in his way. But hey, we settled for a draw, and 11 points on day 1 from the 5 games we played. I think it was a pretty good day.
I mean, on an average, 2 points per game, right? So that's absolutely good, considering the first one and the last one were a draw. And there were a few mishaps happening along the way, but again, a few games here and there, specifically the one against Greece as well. And then moving all the way, you look at the game against Japanese, you saw a humongous difference in the amount of mistakes that he was making, a few rough plays here and there. Yes, they were there in the early few matches, but then later on as the day went by, he got that pace, he got that momentum, was able to keep control of the game entirely. And those wonders lofted through, man. I'd have to say those have been the ones which have been working really good for him.
That is indeed one of the play styles that he has built up, I would say, with the coach inclusion into the squad. But if you look at the scoreline, it is, I would say, something like 5th one on the way. So that will be updated very, very soon. 5th match played, 11 points for us. And with the maths, if I'm doing it right, I see no other way that we don't make it to the playoffs.
Considering the average points are definitely 7, so yeah, I think so. You just need to get 1 proper win in order to cross that threshold. So I agree. Once you move all the way up, it's going to be fine. As we have a look at the result of the round 5, ladies and gentlemen, from Group B. Japan winning against Turkey. That was big, right? Normally we weren't really expecting Japanese to pull out a win, but finally in the very last game they were able to get their footing. Greece against Morocco, 1-0 in favor of Greece. Colombia and India, 1 each.
Oh yeah. But hey, these matches, if you look at the result in Turkey and Japan, that is a big upset on the side of Turkey, since Japan, they were not in a good form, but finally they get the first victory on their side. And Turkey, they are being the team that lose out on the points. Although the updated brackets are still not here. Colombia and India, both the nations have completed today's game at least and shared a point at the very least. And with that being said, Colombia will be on 8 points while India on 11. So the difference will still be on 3. We still need to fight for the top seed from the Group B, because Colombia, they are definitely looking in a good form as well.
And with the way how things will happen in the knockout as well, which we saw early on, the first seeded team of one group will face the 4th seeded team of the next group. So you definitely want to fight for that top spot, right? So that at least in the knockouts, in order to start your journey really good, good, probably in a proper momentum and everything, you'll have a little bit easier matchup as compared to what's going to happen here. So yes, Group B standings and position where you're going to end your groups at, it is going to be the main key. And Colombia and India, along with Turkey as well, let's just say, all of them are fighting for that top spot.
Oh, definitely. But at this point, I think we are in a better control overall. We had good amount of goals scored. I think the GED difference will be exactly the same as for now, because it was just a 1-1 at the end. But the Japan side gave us definitely a +2, and then Turkey, a narrow victory at the 90th minute was a key in today's fixture. And then Greece match, pretty fortunate on both the sides when it's come to scoring goals. But I think for tomorrow, Morocco and Colombia, these two nations will be our biggest rivals.
Apart from just the Japanese game, every single one of those games has been so neck and neck, right? I would also say even Turkey is going to be a pretty tough competition for us, because we only managed to score at the 90th minute of the game too. That was just that one lofted through pass which was nudged inside in the back of the net. So I agree, it's Morocco, Colombia, and then right following them up would be Turkey and Greece, and then eventually Japanese. So it's absolutely fine right now. Things are looking good and dandy on day number 1. We've definitely crossed that threshold of having at least double the points of where the qualifying teams began.
Yes.
5 points for there, 11 points for us. That looks pretty decent. You also mentioned it perfectly, where we've probably crossed that threshold, so we should be looking good in qualifications, but I don't want to jinx it.
Exactly. And now we have to play for the seed on the day 2. But hey, with that being said, the day 1 at FIFA World Cup featuring eFootball Mobile live from Riyadh comes to an end. We'll see you tomorrow with day number 2.